Hey folks, I'm Mary, aka MercyTriumphs, and this is my channel Slow Crochet. This is episode 011. Thank you for coming along for this journey. Hi to my subscribers. The last I checked, I have over 70 of you, and that to me is pretty amazing. So I really appreciate you. I appreciate all of your sweet, encouraging comments. It really does make a difference, and it makes it a lot more fun. It's encouraging me to keep going with this. So thank you so much. Today I want to talk about my current crochet works in progress and a few finished objects. Now the last week I was working especially on the Höstfasching Autumn Garden shawl, which calls for a much lighter weight than I used. And I did end up finishing this shawl, but I played yarn chicken and I lost. Anyway, here is the blunt end of where my shawl ended. So this was a 4-weight Chloe yarn by Hobby Lobby. The colorway was Pick of the Bunch, and the shawl actually called for a much smaller weight of yarn and many more yards than I had on hand. But I thought if I could kind of rig it where I didn't do the entire shawl, I just did like maybe 2/3 of it, that perhaps I could make it work. And well, it didn't quite work out, but I did enjoy the process. I think it did turn out quite beautiful, and we'll see if I end up being able to wear it properly. I do have some footage that I'll put at the end of me trying to figure out how to wear this slightly awkward shape shawl. And the shape is it's not from the pattern, it's from me not doing the entire thing. So the shape kind of started out almost as a kite-shaped piece, and then it goes on with just one part of that triangle. So it does make a sort of an asymmetric shawl. I really loved how these flowers turned out. I think I'm going to steal that for something else. But I only did like 1/2 of the kite-shaped shape, and I kind of fudged the edge for the bulk of it, thinking that that would help me let my yarn go farther, or stretch my yarn further. You don't want to stretch your yarn, but you know what I mean. So anyway, I ended up not quite having enough, and that's okay. This is a finished object. I'm really thankful that I did it. I'll have to take some good pictures and post them to Ravelry, because I don't think, even though this was a crochet along and a lot of people did it, I don't know that anyone has attempted to do it quite like this. And one of the things I like about Ravelry is being able to see what other people have come up with, and that will help me decide whether or not it's worth trying that pattern or not. So using a different weight of yarn and kind of modifying the pattern some, I think that maybe someone else will find that useful. So I think I had about 1 yard left of yarn. Oh, here it is. This is what I had left from Yarn Chicken. Oh, so sad. And yet happy, right? We enjoy the process, we learn new things. And I think I would like to actually make that shawl again, maybe in like a sport weight yarn or even a DK. I think it would be beautiful to do the entire thing. The charts for that crochet along shawl are excellent. So if you are a chart reader, that's where I really found my rhythm. And I was also reminded of how much I love making shawls. I genuinely love making shawls. It is a little scratchy, so maybe not the best for a summer shawl or scarf, but that's not really the fault of the pattern. That's more just the affordances of the yarn. So if it does end up in the donation bin, so be it. That's great. When I was going through my donations to talk about them in my Saturday video, I was thinking about the Lakeside beanie by 5 Knots North and how much I liked that beanie, and thought, you know what, I could use just a basic ear warmer, especially on a day like today where I have all my hair piled on top. So I made a very straightforward front post, back post, double crochet, just ear warmer. So these colors are like very muted, very kind of natural stone and moss and pale, almost like a granite quartz, like when you have that pale pink color in your quartz or your granite. That's what I think of when I see this. So very straightforward little piece. It was a great thing to do when I didn't have to think too deeply about what I was watching or listening to, or if I was in the car. Very portable. I might make some more of these because it doesn't take a full skein of yarn. And super cute. So maybe I'll keep it on for the rest of the day. So this was a finish. And so that makes two. Yay! I had one other work in progress that I wanted to showcase, and that is my afternoon at Pemberley dress. And I'm making it out of sugar wheel cotton that I got from the Hobby Lobby clearance in the colorway Snow Capped. So I've been working my way through these. I still have 2 more full cakes of this. And I was trying to get a certain number of shells so that the dress would be finished to the degree that I could wear it with the slip that I had intended to wear it under. So I got there. And I did take some video of me modeling it. And now I'm a little bit stumped. I am a little bit stumped, and I do need your help. I asked my husband, and he was no help at all. So, dear viewers, I need some opinions. The top of this is not finished. I just have it connected with some stitch markers. I'm gonna have to do like a little bit of edging on the armholes and on the neckline, and maybe really try to stretch it out some to make sure that it'll still fit, because there's no button in the back, so it does have to slip straight over your head. But it is, as designed, it's a little sheath dress, and I have done some extra shaping. But it comes down below my knee, and it looks quite demure. So this dress is a very beautiful dress. It would be great if I were going to like a derby day, or I could see it topped with a big fluffy hat, or even like an Easter dress. It would be beautiful for going to like high church service or something like that. I guess that's what I'm saying. It feels right now kind of formal, and I'm wondering, do I keep it like that and just embrace it for what it is? Or do I make it a full column, just keep going down? Or do I try to do some more shaping and make it curved out, do kind of a mermaid style? Or do I do a slit like up to where it is so that it continues with the length, but it has like a slit up one side, or over one knee perhaps, maybe on one side. Anyway, these are the thoughts. Keep it one length, or go straight down and make it more floor length, or go straight down and make it flare out, or do a slit. So those are my 4 options, and I do not know what I want to do, because I do have enough yarn here that I could really do any of these. This is what I have left going on, and then I have 2 more whole cakes of that. I could easily do a floor length mermaid if I wanted to. Now, floor length for me, I'm not that tall, so it's not that bad. But as I'm talking about this, maybe the mermaid flare would actually be a little more challenging to achieve, although it's white. I mean, how many dye lots of white can there possibly be? What that would make a difference. I could always get more. Anyway, you see my conundrum. I need your help. Again, my husband was no help, so let me know in the comments, what do you think? My other work in progress is one that I started, and it is a work in progress, number one, because it still is not woven in, but it's because there's only one of them. I am trying out a new stitch pattern, and I thought by just making some little fingerless gloves, that would be something small. I only have 1 skein of this yarn, and it is beautiful. It's one of my favorite colors. Again, thank you Hobby Lobby for your clearance. It is Must Be Merino Aran in the color olive, and this is a 4-weight yarn. It's 50% merino wool, 25% acrylic, 25% nylon, and I'm using an eye hook with this. So there is a designer called I Need It Crochet, and she has a fingerless glove pattern called I believe it's the Ammonite. I started doing that pattern, or I started looking at that pattern, and I loved how it looked. But then I realized, you know what? I like to make my ribbing a little differently. So I did. I did single crochet and slip stitch in the back loops only, alternating, and then I crocheted around. And then I started making the pattern that she described, and the one that she described was from the Crochet Stitch Dictionary, which I really love. And she described using the woven shell stitch over here, which was fantastic. And it looked really beautiful, but I was finding I was having a lot of trouble. It was making my head spin a little bit, to be frank. So I thought, what do I want to do instead? And I was flipping through here looking for some kind of cable adjacent design. And I came upon the crossed ripple stitch. So that's what I've been doing in the bulk of this. And so kind of ironically, I started with someone else's pattern, and I think I've kind of come up with my own, just plugging in different variables for the different elements of it. So again, I need to weave in the end, and then I need to do the second one. But I was working on this inside of my children and had poked my thumb through, and they looked at me and said, "Mom, can you make some for me?" So this will be future works in progress, I'm sure, as I knew they would. You know, there's something that feels really powerful when you can, you know, hold your fist. I'm feeling so tough. Now, there's one more piece that I started, and it's using a teeny tiny little steel hook. I am going back to my roots. This little number 5 boy hook belonged to my great-grandmother. And I have memories of my great-grandmother crocheting with a number 10 steel hook and just crochet thread. And that's what she crocheted. She didn't do afghans. She might have done some edging on different little bits of doilies, but in general, she was using her number 10 hook, and she was making tiny shells and doing these really thick pot holders. Well, one of my cousins is getting married this year, and I thought it would be sweet to make something for her out of Great Granny's crochet hooks. So I pulled out my thread and I started just a simple little leaf bookmark. And this is a free pattern by Olga Poltava. She's Ukrainian, I believe. And she does beautiful work with doilies, beautiful work with thread crochet. I'm going to do 2 of these, one for my cousin and one for myself, and I'm at the point where I'm just repeating. Now, it's not a huge project. I think there's only like 20 rows in general. It's difficult because my hands are so used to much larger weights of yarn, much thicker yarns. I'm finding it feels different in my hand. I'm finding I'm tensing up a little bit more because things are so small, as you do, right? This will get finished, and I will block it, and I might even stiffen it, and it'll go in the wedding card along with some other family recipes. And hopefully that'll be something that my cousin can treasure as she starts in on this new adventure of marriage. So, works in progress. This one, the dress, and then who knows what else I'll come up with. Thank you so much for listening this long. If I'm not your cup of tea, I appreciate that you spent your time here with me. If you do enjoy this kind of content, all of the like, share, comment, subscribe, you guys are amazing. I've gotten so many sweet, generous comments and likes, and you know, this YouTube thing, it's really fun for me. It's a fun creative process, and I'm really enjoying connecting with you guys. So thank you for coming along with this journey with me. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. Bye.